We'll fight until we're dead. With dwindling ammunition, Ukrainian soldiers defend their gains.
Here's a summary of the article.
As the Ukrainian attempt at a quick and decisive attack with tanks and armoured vehicles faltered, the brigade found itself at the forefront of what would turn out to be months-long endeavours to break through a series of Russian trenches, anti-tank obstacles, and minefields known as the Surovikin Line. Once they took it, the Ukrainians would not have held the position without ammunition left by the Russians, soldiers from the brigade told RFE/RL. After that, several Ukrainian brigades fought their way through Russian defences for 2 months before they raised the national flag in Robotyne in late August. To get to their positions, most of which were recaptured from Russians, Ukrainian soldiers must walk several kilometers on foot, usually early in the morning when the visibility is low. According to reconnaissance soldiers from the 65th Brigade, Russian troops assault the first line of Ukrainian defences 2 or 3 times on quiet days and around 10 times on hot days. Kit, a scout whose unit recently took 6 Russian soldiers captive, said he believes the attacks are carried out by inexperienced soldiers, including ex-convicts, and that they are often under the influence of drugs. It's hardly possible to fight in such conditions. An infantryman who goes by the call sign DYM, Smoke, and recently fought against attacking Russian forces, told RFE/RL. The Russians, he said, have an advantage in all types of weapons and feel like they're at home here. It's difficult to fight with no airplanes, few tanks, little artillery, and scarce ammunition, but if Plan A doesn't work, we have Plan B and C. We will batter them with drones, we will conduct partisan raids in their rear. We'll fight until we're dead.
This post received a score of 3,300, with an upvote ratio of 97%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Respect hero?
The tragic heart of Ukraine. From the cyborgs of Donetsk Airport, the hastily organized defenders of the Hostomel Airport, to the defenders of Mariupol and Azovstal, they are willing to fight and die for their country longer than we ever thought they could. It was never the will to fight that was missing here. We have to give them the equipment they need.
Like this news, Ukrainian troopers proved themselves genuine warriors to fight against the Russian Confederation. So, the US and NATO should give them enough amounts of ammunition right now. They are entitled to have better treatment from Western democratic states. NATO must respect those brave guys.
They're definitely pledging to help. Us is getting held up by Republican politics, which sucks.
I wish we'd call them out just like the Red Scare from the 50s and 60s. This game they're playing is completely unacceptable. Edit. I feel like they're all working together on shifting the world order. China having the US population distracted as hell with TikTok. Distracting the general population from things that actually matter.
US military isn't thin. We're about an entire theater of war away from the military truly being concerned. War in Europe. War in the Middle East. Maybe a war in Asia would be enough to pressure a military designed to run 2 independent wars at once. Bigger issue is the fickleness of the population and the inaction of an entire political party. It's an abomination that Republican lawmakers in the United States seem to be on the side of Russia, while the brave and unrelenting Ukrainians fight to protect their sovereignty.
Greater than seem to be on the side of Russia. No, seems, literally and simply are. Trump's campaign manager was convicted of selling Republican polling data to Russian intelligence, after which Trump pardoned him. A Russian spy was caught literally funneling Russian money into Republican coffers via the NRA. Russia hacked both DNC and RNC email servers prior to the 2016 elections and only released the DNC emails. They still have the Republican ones. And much more plain and damning evidence. The GOP is a Russian asset.
Just because the GOP is full of people with explicit ties to Russia, and have appointed congressional leaders that have opposed all aid to Ukraine, and have successfully worked to deny aid to Ukraine, how can you take those details and come to a conclusion that the GOP is siding with Russia? Be reasonable, come on guy.
I think it was the trip a bunch of Gopvatniks took to Moscow literally on the USA's Independence Day that convinced me they're in no way, shape or form in Moscow's pocket, no sir. They claim they went there to warn Russia against interfering in our elections, and if you believe that, I have some amazing farmland to sell you in Florida, even comes with a free bridge in Brooklyn.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.